Welcome to Create Beauty Every Day, our tiny little talk show where I get to talk to lots of interesting people. We've had lots of book people on the show this fall because I'm a big reader and I love to read. But today, we're not just going to talk about books, we're going to talk a little bit about healing. And Meryl, this is Meryl Cook. And Meryl, what's your website?
It's merylcook.ca.
So it's merylcook.ca. And Meryl teaches, and I have gone to one of her talks, and she teaches about using rug hooking as a tool for healing. Is that a fair description?
Yes, absolutely. And for self-care and for looking inside for answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And show me your books first of all,
Sure.
because I think we gotta show the people the books. And tell me.
So this is my first book, and it's called One Loop at a Time, a story of rug hooking, healing, and creativity.
Yeah.
And it was really the book that talked about my reinvention after an illness.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to leave my practice as a homeopath and be the artist that I'd always wanted to be.
Right.
So I used my writing and my rug hooking as a way to hold space for myself.
Okay.
And then I designed...
when you say hold space for yourself, what do you mean by that?
I mean, so holding space feels like this to me. It's like you don't get busy with the world again. You kind of have time. You have time to settle in and think about what it is you really want to do. It's a way of being busy with your hands, but letting your mind be open and think about what it is you want to do with your life. Yeah. Really, that's what it did for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, tell me, what's the reaction? What are people's? This book was written a couple of years ago.
Yeah, this was published in December 2016.
Yeah.
And it has sold very well. And it's still, in fact, selling on my Amazon account. It's selling 2 to 1 to my workbook.
Okay, so this is the book that people go for.
It is the
and
first
who is
one.
it for? Who would be?
It's
who
really
would be interested?
For anybody who is interested in rug hooking.
Yeah.
But also much wider. It's for people who are looking at their life and where am I now? So it's not just about breast cancer or about illness. It's really about using a wake-up call or using a life event like you just retired or whatever to think about where am I going to be?
Yes.
Where do I want to be? And who's the real me? Maybe now that the kids have grown, who am I?
Yeah.
Or now that I've left my job, who am I? And so for me it was now that I'm no longer a homeopath, who am I?
Yes.
So that was it's a little bit of poetry. It's writing, it's rugs, it's
Is a homeopath a healer?
Yes.
It is. So you've always been a healer.
Yes.
So what you've done is you've taken 2 parts of your life and kind of mixed them together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how's that been?
It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
It's I launched my business in the fall of 2016 when I started teaching at the Center for Craft. I started doing some courses for them, and then I published my book in December. And it's been surprising and interesting, and the things I thought were going to be the markets for me weren't, but other things have opened up.
Yeah.
So it's really
been great.
It's quite wonderful.
And then you've written a workbook as well.
Yeah. So people said to me, "How did you do it? How did you go from, being one thing to reinventing yourself and developing this whole way of designing your rugs?" So this really is a way for people to start their own creative process, one loop at a time. And I've actually started teaching not just to rug hookers, but to people who are not maybe fiber artists who want to start journaling and want to start their own creative practices. So I've got an upcoming gig with teachers. It's the Social Studies Teachers Association.
So you
great.
do teach, you go out there.
Yeah.
So thanks, Meryl, for being here today and for showing us your work and for helping us understand, I guess, that rug hooking can be a really healing craft.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Again,
Thanks for
You're really
inviting me.
welcome. I'm glad you came.
Thanks.